Our second selection sees 9th place Manchester City playing host to 16th place Burnley. And Manchester City, they visited Arsenal in their last game, with Erling Haaland opening the scoring just after 9 minutes. Reinders played him through on the breakaway, with the Norwegian slotting home past Raya to give Manchester City the advantage. But from here on out, Arsenal really staked their claim to change the game. Taking a look at the numbers in the second period, we can see that Arsenal were really gunning for the win. They dominated possession of the ball and took 4 times the amount of shots compared to their visitors, so perhaps it was no great surprise when Martinelli managed to find the breakthrough for Arsenal in the 93rd minute, as he lifted his effort over Donnarumma to snatch an equaliser at the death, with the final scores ending 1-1. In terms of form, dropping points in the dying stages of this game means that Manchester City's last 3 matches have seen them pick up a win, pick up a loss, and also draw a game. Pep Guardiola will be disappointed with the sluggish start to the year for City, especially considering Liverpool's relatively strong start. They've won all 5 of their games, and the current gap between them and City is 8 points. They host a Burnley side who did well to earn a draw against Nottingham Forest in their last matchup. The Clarets found themselves behind very early on thanks to Neco Williams' goal in just the 2nd minute of the game. His shot was too hot to handle for Martin Dubravka, however Burnley would not be behind for too long. In the 20th minute, Jadon Anthony found himself at the right place at the right time following a breakdown of the Burnley attack, and he slotted home for the equaliser. Burnley may have even gone into the half-time break 2-1 up, but their free kick was denied by the crossbar. From here on out, there was a distinct lack of quality in finishing, and the game petered out for a 1-1 draw. When we take a look at the stats, this was probably the right result. Neither side did that much better than their opposition. Forest just edging the numbers statistically, but they weren't significantly better than their hosts. In terms of form, that point for Burnley broke a 2-game losing streak, and I think if you offered Scott Parker 4 points from their opening 5 fixtures, considering the quality of opposition, he would have taken it. When we take a look at the head-to-head record, I think it would be fair to say that Burnley is one of Manchester City's favourite opponents. The last match between these sides took place in January of 2024, with Manchester City running out 3-1 winners due to Rodri's effort and a Julian Alvarez brace. Longer term, City have also gotten the better of Burnley in each of the last 10 Premier League meetings and across the last 13 competitive encounters. Last time Burnley managed to pick up a point against the Citizens was in February of 2018 at Turf Moor. Gudmundsson's 82nd minute equaliser cancelled out Danilo's opening goal for a 1-1 draw. When we take a look at the stats at the games at the Etihad, Manchester City have won each of the last 10 encounters across all competitions, with the last time Burnley picking up points away from home over a decade ago. That result came in December of 2024 in a 2-2 draw. My prediction for today's game is that I think it's hard to look past Manchester City for this one. Given their patchy start to the year, 3 points is an absolute must in this one if they are to challenge for the title. Now, Burnley haven't been terrible so far this season by any stretch of the imagination, but I do fear they do have an inability to cope with the litany of attacking talent Manchester City possess. The head-to-head record is also very strong for Manchester City, and it doesn't seem to matter whether it's at the Premier League, across all competitions, home or away, they seem to do the business against Burnley no matter what's going on. However, the odds of about 1.16 for Manchester City to win at time of recording I do think is poor value, and one way of getting some better value here is looking at the Asian Handicap market, minus 1.5. As such, we would need Manchester City to win by 2 clear goals in order to cash this bet, but I think there's strong evidence here when we examine the past form. Taking into account all games, Man City have won by 2 clear goals in each of the last 10 competitive encounters, and when we filter by games at the Etihad, we can see that this bet would have cashed in each of the last 9 meetings at the Etihad. Therefore, I'm going to back minus 1.5 on the Asian Handicap for a full stake here in bet number 2.